want to negotiate and to receive the payment which was actually received by the government. And for your information, the end result was that it gained 3.114 billion shillings that was actually used in Lamu to dredge the port. The idea in government then was that such recovery from corruption proceeds should be used in fixed investments that would give Kenyans perpetual benefits, and that is how it was allocated there. There was a commission of inquiry that was started, but it was supposed to check whether the sale was appropriately done. Now, the whole issue was, how was it appropriately done? According to that commission, it valued the hotel at 1.8 billion. Then the question they were asked, what about the central bank? How did it value the hotel? It was at 2.2 billion. And then how much was the hotel sold by the central bank? It was sold at 2.8 billion. The difference between 2.8 billion and 3.114 is because of the retained earnings during the operations. So in a sense, it was value for money, and that was what the committee was supposed to establish. Let me state this, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, that we are, and especially for me, I've been a victim of abuse of the criminal justice system. For example, the procurement that has been mentioned, the whole idea was to get Nominating Ndung'U out of the central bank. How do you do it? That's why, even if you go to the records, you will just be embarrassed, the kind of facts. Now, the biggest problem I have, Kimani Ichungwa and the others who have asked the question, is that the National Human Rights Commission, the Kenya National Human Rights Commission, and the Transparency International should be coming to our aid as victims of abuse of the criminal justice system. But they are coming here to make us the victims. It's quite a paradox. It's actually extremely. I would like maybe to invite people to read even the judgment, even the Commission of Inquiry on Grand Regency. It's so interesting that they find it that they become also a victim. It is something that we may want to check out, Mr. Chairman. It's something that we have to rethink about the mandate of some of these institutions, and it's something that we need to correct from the very beginning.
Sorry, Chair.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt the good professor, but I feel he is on a tangent now to blame the petitioners. I just wanted him to clarify, because that was my question, Professor. In the interest of the country and the economy, we want to, if we approve you, to approve someone that will be confident, has no issues of integrity hanging over his head. And the opportunity now you have is to make that clear. And that's why I asked the status of the Grand Regency, which I have heard you've clearly stated that you are exonerated by the Commission of Inquiry. Well, I hear my colleague saying no. So we want to know what was the status. Okay. What is the status of the charges on the 1.2 billion tender? Mm-hmm. You know, it's good to say it went to court, or you fought it to Court of Appeal.
Thank you.
What was the verdict?
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Yes, the tender issue, let me first of all say that it was very clear that CEOs are not involved in the procurement. Their work is only to appoint the procurement committee. And that matter went all the way to the appeal, and they showed that the problem was the procurement committee of the central bank, and I was vindicated. I had no role to play. The Grand Regency, again, is an issue. I have shown that the government position was that the proceeds would be invested, and they were really invested in that case. And maybe I can go to, so in actual fact, my role was very, very clear as an agent. And my role was also very, very clear that I had no role to play in procurement. But I wanted to go further to show that actually when such issues come, although I'm trying to defend myself, when such issues come, also those people who bring them up, they should see the whole end.
Speaker, point of order. The nominee is not helping us make progress. For instance, he's talking about being vindicated in the Grand Regency cell. He's not saying by who. Because the report of the commission is clear that you are